Hello, welcome back to another episode of Two Limes of Lemon. It's the podcast where we review films and basically rip them apart until we think it's good or bad. I'm joined today with Nat and Danielle. Say,
I will say hi, guys.
Hello.
That's not the language that they speak in this week's episode. But yeah, so next...
I didn't sign on for that.
Did you know? Well, okay, for this week, we watched No One Will Save You. It's a movie that asks the most important question: what if aliens invaded, but you're too socially anxious to ask them to leave? Basically, there's almost no dialogue in this film, which is perfect if you've ever thought, wow, movies would be so much better if people just stopped talking and started panicking. I thought it was Home Alone meeting the X-Files. So yeah, we're going to delve into No One Will Save You.
Is it just start with us talking?
Yeah, Dave's going to do us some like a jingle, I think.
Dave!
Nah.
Danielle.
Two Limes of Lemon. So, before we get into it, we do our weekly discussion of what you've been consuming. So that could be food, things, hobbies, games, anything, any type of media. So first off, Danielle, what have you been up to?
So this week I took notes so that I stay on track with my consuming, because I could probably fill an hour alone just talking about this subject, but I'm going to talk finally. I know everybody's been waiting for my thoughts on the new Taylor Swift album, which I've been listening to a lot.
So excited.
Oh, no.
Again, I've taken notes that I don't get too far off. So first off, on initial listen, I thought it was okay, but it's growing on me, which is something I find with a lot of new Taylor Swift things. And I think this is because you come in with an expectation if you're a Taylor Swift fan. And just to set this up, before the album is even released, she pre-released 11 versions of the CD, 8 versions of the vinyl, and then after the release had 5 exclusive digital downloads. So fans have an expectation and in general have put some money already into this album before it's released. And so I think when it came out and it didn't sound exactly like I thought it was going to, I was like, oh, well, this is a bit disappointing. But as I've listened to it, I've liked it a lot more. My biggest complaint with the album is I feel like overall the lyrics are very disappointing compared to some of her past lyricism, and that's basically the reason.
Me and Nat are just going to take a break.
Well, you can pipe in if you want. My biggest point is that the lyrics aren't as good as I would have hoped them to be. Now, there are some lyrics that I think are very, very interesting and deep, or kind of like interesting turns of phrase, but there's a good amount of them that are like super cringy and like, I don't know, kind of uncomfortable to listen to. Case in point, the one that's gotten the most press is this song called Wood. And in her little like description about it, she's like, oh, it's all about superstitions and knocking on wood. But it's not. It's all like all about her boyfriend's or her fiance's dick. And it's just like, it's too much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it really?
she's.
What do you think? Why do you think she's done that though?
I don't know, because they're like this media couple now.
Is there a song that you like?
Let me finish. And so the Wood song has lyrics like.
This is all getting cut anyway. It's okay. I'm joking. Carry on.
I just want to point out how cringy they are. It has.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
She says, "Your redwood tree," and it ahmatized me. Your love was the key to open my thighs. And so it's like, ugh. Oh, I don't want to be cocky. She says that too in it. So it's just like, too much. And then she's got this other song called Wish List that's like, everybody else wants Gucci and Cartier and to be like a football baller and stuff like that, but I just want to have kids with you and have like a nice family life. But it negates the fact that she's got all that shit already. Like, she has
Yeah,
made it to the
exactly.
very top of her career. Now she can be like, I want to sit back for a bit and have a family, which is a fine and valid point. But you acting all high and mighty above everybody else that wants to achieve what you have is kind of hypocritical, yeah.
I mean, I think the thing is, with any sort of media, you're gonna have ones that are not as good as the others.
Yeah.
Like, take like a series. You could like take the series of Lost. Great start of the few seasons. Then it had like a really crap time travel one in the middle of it, but it clawed it back. So
Yeah.
it's not to say that she's now like rubbish for good. It's saying that this one just wasn't as good as others.
So if you're listening, Taylor, don't worry, you'll get back on that horse. Danielle will be at your concert next year, maybe.
I'm sure that she's not financially crumbling from it. So
Look, I've already bought my t-shirt. I've got the stupid cardigan that I bought. Like, I'm still a fan. It's like, this album is probably not going to be on high rotation for me in the future.
So, Natalie, what have you been consuming?
well, I have been playing the game Alan Wake 2 for the last few days. It's on like the PlayStation. I think it's like the extra or whatever the free games are for the month. I played the original Alan Wake like years and years ago, so to be fair, I barely remember the story. All I remembered was the like bikers in the restaurant playing the Coconut song on the jukebox. That was about all I sort of remembered from Alan Wake, other than he narrated it and there was something to do with light and that you had to stay in the light. But I'm thoroughly enjoying Alan Wake 2. I think it's definitely an improvement on the first game. Funnily enough, you sort of play as two characters. You play as FBI agent Saga Anderson and you also play as Alan Wake. But I'm enjoying playing the FBI agent more than I'm actually enjoying Alan's side of the story.
I did too.
Do you need to play because I played the first one, but I can't remember a single thing. Do you reckon I need to?
No,
revisit
I
that
wouldn't
at all?
say you do. I mean, I very like briefly remembered the first one, but I wouldn't say it covers so much of what happened in the first one. In this one, you don't need to.
Like, worst case scenario, go on Wikipedia and read the plot of the first one.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the plot of the first one is basically just that he goes somewhere because he can't write. His wife set him up to go and speak to the psychologist. He gets angry and then she disappears, basically. Do you know what? It's made me realise that there's such a hole in the market for, like, a decent, like, FBI investigating a cult, working out like a case board. Like, why aren't there more games like that? Because that's the bit I'm really enjoying, like putting all the puzzle pieces together.
I bought it. I like pre-ordered that one. I was so excited when it came out, and I played it like a year or two ago. And one of my favorite mechanics was at certain points you can switch between like different stories. And like the whole world kind of changes slightly, and you get more clues out of the area in this other like quote unquote story, and then you switch back to a different one, and sometimes the passages change.
Yeah, Alan's in like a subway at one point, and it's like you can change what the theme of that bit of the story is. So it's like, is it about the murder investigation? Is it about a cult? Is it about like a missing FBI agents? And then the world kind of shapes around you. It is a very good, like use of that, like that dynamic. Is that the word?
Yeah,
no, probably not.
Sort of storytelling.
Yeah.
I watched a film called Good Boy.
Called
It's
what?
Called
a
what?
horror film. Good Boy.
Good boy. Oh, it's the dog one, isn't it?
Called. Yeah, it's a dog. Have you seen it?
No, I've seen a load of trailers for it though.
Yeah. So I watched Good Boy. It's about a guy investigating paranormal stuff in a house. But it's all told from the perspective of the dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you don't really see the guy's face that much. I won't go into spoilers or anything, but I enjoyed it. It was quirky. It's not even like, it's like 70 minutes long, not even an hour and a half. It was just like a nice little, it's just from the dog's perspective.
Apparently, it took ages to film because the dog wasn't like an actor dog or whatever they're called. It's just like a general dog, and they were waiting for like the perfect like shot. So apparently, it took like an incredible amount of time to film.
Well, it's good because normally they use a CGI dog, like in that Harrison Ford film. But I'm just like, no, they've got an actual dog to do everything. And it's definitely done all in post-production, the sounds.
Yeah.
Because there's a trainer. You can tell there's a trainer sitting there going, like, with a squeaky toy, like, sit. And it's like, huh? What am I doing? It's So like, there's like clearly like they've dubbed it all in post. So speaking about enjoying films, let's segue ourselves into No One Will Save You. So when I first saw this film, it was out of the blue. I was just scrolling down and I just saw it, and I had no context. I didn't really look at the poster to sort of help me understand what it was about. So I just went in straight away, and I thought it was just like a home invasion film. And then obviously it changes and it's just all about aliens and stuff like that. So spoilers as well. If you've not seen No One Will Save You, then stop this podcast, go give it a watch, and we'll meet you back here.
It's on Disney Plus if you have Disney Plus
or Hulu.
There you go. But yeah, so I was thoroughly enjoyed because I had no idea what it was about, and I kind of like that about some films sometimes, like when you go in to see a film and have no context of what it's about, and then you're just surprised by the result.
Oh yeah, we're in an era nowadays where like trailers show almost everything, so it's hard to come into something sort of blind.
I was going to say, has there been any films that you can remember that you went in blind and was like, had no idea what the film was about, and you came out really enjoying it?
Yeah, Weapons for me.
Weapons is a good one.
I knew I was going to be interested in it based on the tagline that it was from the guy who did Barbarian, and so I just stayed away from any trailers or media on it and saw it first thing when it came out. There's been a couple films in the past, and the biggest one I can think of is kind of an older example, Fargo, where the trailers made it look like one thing, and the actual film had a very different tone. And so in my first viewing, like Fargo, all of the ads seemed like it was like a slapstick comedy almost. And then I watched it, and it's actually like it's kind of satirical, like there's some humor to it, but for the most part, it's a very dark movie. And I remember just not enjoying it the first watch because I was expecting one thing. And then I rewatched it in subsequent years and really enjoyed it. So,
do you know what? Speaking of Fargo, I didn't like the movie, but I loved the series of Fargo. Like, although it's exactly the same story pretty much, it's just the acting in the series and like the cast they've got in that one really drew me in more than the movie, which is funny.
Yeah.
Like, I think for like, I was just going to say about trailers, I do like probably like knowing the name of the film, but that's about it. Like when we were at yours, Nat, and we see a poster that looks kind of interesting, and we see like a snippet of the trailer, and then we're like, stop, pause, we're just going to watch it.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, I do feel trailers give away way too much, like you said, nowadays.
A lot of the time we start to watch the trailer just to like kind of gauge the quality, like you can tell like it's going to be like what the finesse of the film is almost. Yeah. And then we're like, right, that looks okay, we'll go for that.
One trailer that pops into my mind in this conversation was, I think it was Paranormal Activity 3, the one that like went back in the 80s with the VHS. And they had a whole scene in the trailer that wasn't in the movie. Like it was a whole other like possession haunted scene, like super creepy scene that wasn't in the movie. I thought that was an interesting tactic, that like putting something that was equally kind of shocking and get you into the seat, but then it's not spoiling something that's in the actual film.
Same with if we want to flash back ourselves to Skinamarink, where the trailer also had no context, so
and neither did the movie.
No, the one for that, the trailer had so much more context, and it made you think something was going to happen. No one is at home.
It subverted expectations. So this film has no dialogue at all. It has like 5 words, sorry, and that's about it. How did you feel? Did you want more dialogue, or did you feel like it worked as this sort of...
Personally, I don't think it needed the dialogue. I actually think this is a great like counterpoint to Skinamarink in that they both have a lack of dialogue, but this is how you make a movie that everybody can follow, even without that like dialogue to move the story along. Like they're so like different to each other, but they've kind of got the same like underlying concept of little dialogue, little like character interaction, But no, I don't think I did want more dialogue from it. I was quite... You knew exactly what emotions and what the situation was from the actress. I feel like, in a way, dialogue would have cheapened it.
As somebody who lives alone, either I'm the weirdo and I am constantly talking to myself, or this move... Like, it just seemed unnatural to me that she was never speaking any words out loud. Or even when she goes into the town, that nothing is said. Now, I understand the gimmick of it, and I understand what they were trying to go for. Whatever, I appreciate that, I guess. But for me, and maybe it was just I kind of had a long, tired work week. When I sat down and started watching it, and it was the 30-minute mark, and nobody had said a word, I got very annoyed.
But why, though? Because you just wanted someone to say something.
It wasn't explained, like... Okay, if she was like a deaf mute or had some sort of issue, that would have made sense. But I just feel like even people who live by themselves speak.
I think, though, the action started so quickly that she wouldn't have really had a chance. There was only, like, one scene that really set up, like, she lives at home, she works from home, like, doing her miniatures. There was a scene where the mailman kind of turned up. I don't know if she actually said anything at that point.
Nope.
Or she just went to get her package.
She didn't even go to get it. You just saw the mailman. Like, it kind of... Like, I understand what they were doing. Like, they set up, the mailman comes and he, like, punts her package into the mailbox. Like, boom. Yeah. Like, they set up, town hates her. And she's kind of weird. Like, she has a picnic lunch at her mother's grave. Like, the town hates her. Like... She just hates her, and yet she does something weird like going and having a picnic lunch at her mother's grave. I don't know. It's just sort of inviting.
That's the only friend she's got, isn't it? Because she's like, for me, it's like she's like alone. She's done something in this town, done something wrong, and everybody hates her. And the only friend that she probably did have was her mum, and obviously her mum's not there anymore. So.
Well, we can.
I don't know. I think her making all these miniatures of they're like bird.
I don't even know if she's making the miniature. She's definitely making her own clothes, but I thought she got the miniature in the mail. I thought that was the thing that got delivered to her.
I thought she was almost making like a little town because she was alienated from the town. It was almost like she was making a fake town. That's how I kind of saw it. I
thought she was making it, but she was getting the actual houses delivered because the summary...
Yeah, she gets the steeple, delivered, doesn't she?
It says on the description, on, like, IMDb or Wikipedia, that she was a seamstress.
And if we're diving into Danielle's fashion of the week...
Danielle's
costume of the week.
Natalie, I'm going to punt it to Natalie.
Yeah, I want her whole wardrobe. It made me realise, funnily enough, when we just went away on our recent holiday, there was a shop and it sold a load of like 1950s like inspired fashion, I suppose. And I was like, oh, I wish I could like have the guts to like just wear this on like a daily basis and like be one of those people that doesn't just wear like jeans and a top.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and just watching this movie made me like reiterate almost that point of like I wish like we did all still wear like 1950s clothes and it all looks so glamorous sort of thing. I know it's not like feasible with like modern day living most of the time, but it's a pipe dream.
No, I agree. I loved the dresses. I concur with you completely about wanting, like, wishing that I could wear like cute little shirt dresses all the time. But the one thing I noted was that even like what she sleeps in is like very old timey. And at one point she wakes up in the middle of the night and she puts on her like flimsy robe. And as she's like going to investigate, which could be somebody breaking into her house, she makes sure to tie the little string up at the top.
So when the alien starts breaking into the house, my first thoughts was, oh, it's a person coming to get her. It's a house invasion film. And then...
Well, yeah, as the town you think hates her. Yeah, that's like the thought you would automatically go for.
Yeah, and then I heard some like noises. I was like, oh, is it like a ghost kind of thing? Like a monster? Oh, this is a monster movie instead. And then like when the doors open and you kind of see its outline, I was like, it's an alien movie. I was like, oh my God. I had like so many thought processes in that short amount of time. Do you like the alien's design with his little finger feet? Like,
no, see, this is what I put on here as I was watching it. I was like, it reminds me of the alien design from Signs, like the actual, like, it's kind of humanoid in shape. However, the feet are like something from Disney Pixar. Like, I couldn't get over the feet. The feet are so like, it's like, you know that game where you start drawing a picture and then you pass it to the next person and then they carry on drawing it. That is what has happened with these aliens. And like the last person's just like, I can't draw, so I've drawn some like janky ass feet for this alien.
Yeah, these little finger feet.
No, so I love the alien apart from the feet.
I thought there were like several different iterations of the aliens, and I thought they got increasingly silly looking.
About it.
Like there was the one that looked like an ape.
I was
like, and you didn't realize, like, he moved like an ape.
Yeah.
Before that, he just had like very short legs and long arms, and I was like, what? And then suddenly there was one that kind of looked like a spider, and then some of them were like massively huge.
Yeah, I think that's what I liked about it, because normally in these alien movies you get just the one type, right? And that's what it is. But this had like variations. There was a culture of these aliens. They all had different motives. You had the ones with psychic powers. You had like you said, the little monkey running around everywhere. What did you think of him, the little small one?
Silly.
When he starts doing his little dancing, he's got his hands and he's like, coo, 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 and then like she sort of backs off, staring at him and he's not moving. And then she closes the door, and then you see him start getting closer to the door, and he rams it in. I thought each had their own moments of, oh, this is interesting. How's she going to get out of this kind of?
I mean, obviously the action with the alien starts quite early, and I'll be honest, for a long time, I kind of looked at it as though almost the aliens weren't there to hurt her. Like, I felt like almost like they were holding back, and I was like, I don't know if these are actually here to hurt her, or she's just obviously like freaking out. So when she stabs the first alien that she comes into contact with the spire or whatever it is from her miniature thing, I actually felt a little bit bad for the alien, because I feel like this is just like a bit of a home invasion gone wrong. Almost like, I feel like, because he was kind of just grabbing her, he wasn't actually doing anything at that moment. And I did think, I was like, I don't know if this is going to turn out like she has now started a war, because he was there just to kind of like have a little spy around, and then from her killing her
door open with like his psychic powers and flung things around.
Yeah. And there's another bit where she's in the basement with another one, and the alien is like looking around. I can't remember what it was exactly. I watched it about a week or so ago. Was it something about her mum, and the alien was looking at it?
He's looking at the picture of her and her friend.
Or Maud. Yeah, okay. So, yeah. And then I was like, I feel like there's more to the aliens here than it's just like an alien invasion and they're trying to kill people. So I was kind of like, I don't know if I want her to kill them. There's like something there.
That's good. That means there's like, it's not just a creature feature, is it? It's a bit of a... they got more to it. They're not just these little aliens coming to get you.
I don't know if we want to get into it now, but I just didn't understand sort of the end game motivation of the aliens. Like, much like last week's, the aliens want to take over the human race, it seems. But I don't know why they are so interested in her trauma that she becomes like the sole person to survive, like to like live in this play world of the alien attack.
So I also had a question about this, and I looked it up specifically, like, what's the like rationality for the fact that she's killed like a few of these aliens now, like she shouldn't be the one that survives out of everybody in the world. And the analogy that they've come up with is it's a bit like a dog that bites you. Like, there's going to be some people that want to put the dog down, and there's going to be some people that want to rehabilitate the dog and be like, well, he's had a trauma. But he, like, if we rehabilitate him, it'll be all right. So apparently that was the analogy.
I saw it as kind of
but I still didn't get it.
I kind of saw it as like she's like taken out 3 of the aliens. They're like, how has she done? No one else has done this. Like, we've put the parasite in her to take her over, and she's managed to sort that out as well. And then part of me thought it was, is it because she killed her doppelganger, so they're like, oh well, we can't make another one. I don't know. We'll just leave her as she is. But then they sort of probe her and find out her story.
You mentioned the parasite there. That was another one of my theories while I was watching it, because there seemed to be like calm aliens, and then there was like ones that we've kind of established have this like parasite in their throat. And I was like, maybe the aliens themselves have been invaded by like a parasite, and then that's why some of them are calm and some of them are like violent, because there's like bad aliens that have been taken over by the parasite. But then it turned out that all the aliens have the parasite. So I was like trying to make all these like connections of like what is going on.
Well, that's kind of cool, because you're trying to think a bit deeper in it rather than just be like, it's aliens.
Yeah, but then I kind of was like, oh, it wasn't even that in depth. Like, no. I've made almost a better story there.
I've made a more complex
trying to work it out. Yeah.
But no, I kind of
saw it. That.
I saw it as the fact that, so she's taken out 3 of these aliens. They're like, how? She's just this young girl living alone with no weapons. How has she done all this? They've probed into her mind, saw her traumatic story. And like you said, yeah, the dog analogy is quite a good way to think about it. And they've just noticed, like, hold on, she can live all right, a decent life here, because all these now, like, possessed people will treat her nicely whilst they take over the planet.
Let's speak about her trauma for a little bit, though. Because, really, she kind of deserved the town to hate her, right? Because Maud pushed her in the woods. That's the only, like, thing we've got of this, just a little tiny snippet of her friend Maud pushed her over. So her reaction to that was to then grab a big old boulder and smash Maud's head in.
Yeah, I think out of anger.
Like,
they're kids,
we don't know what the like discussion was.
Also,
yeah, but I mean, even kids know not to smash your friend's head in with a boulder.
Yeah, true.
I wondered if after the fact, like I thought the mother was at fault, if anything. Like, I was calculating ages off of all these gravestones we see, and so Maud died when she was about 12. And so, presumably, and Caitlin Dever, who plays Bryn, is 24 in this. So she's lived another 12 years in this town. Why didn't the mother move? That made no sense to me.
Yeah.
Because knowing that her daughter
the house was gorgeous, that's why.
Well, I mean, her daughter was...
The house was gorgeous.
But she raised this daughter that everybody in the town hates and, feels happy to spit on when they see her, if anything. Like, she could have had somewhat normal life and maybe, I don't know, real friends instead of alien-possessed friends.
I wonder how long after Maud died did the mom die?
Yeah, it might be.
No, I got all the dates. Maud died...
Oh, okay. Go put
Maud
the dates
died
out.
in 1996. The mom died in 2023.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she definitely should have moved.
And I understand... Bryn not moving after the mom died. Like, I understand that trauma. The mother should have, as the responsible adult of a 12-year-old, should have moved her out of that town. Like, I'm guessing she didn't go to school. Like, she was probably homeschooled after that. Because, can you imagine her going to school every day as a 12-year-old?
What are the repercussions for, like, killing your friend at that age in America? Would you not go to juvie for doing that?
No, I think it was a thing of, like, she killed her friend, but... she wasn't convicted for it.
No,
and everybody knows that she did it, but I don't know. That's what I got.
Or if it was seen like it wasn't premeditated, it was like a manslaughter thing, and then because she's a child, she maybe served like maybe they have some lesser sentence to her. Or maybe that's part of the reason why the town is so mad is that she got off completely. And they feel she didn't get...
Off. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Wouldn't know. They didn't tell us.
I did feel... They didn't tell us. It was all silent. I did think that, in the sense of how she handled every situation, it was very realistic. It felt like everything she was doing felt like...
Okay, counterpoint here.
The right move, or... Wait.
I also have a counterpoint.
I feel like I don't know. There was bits where she was like, she has to defeat the alien or whatever. But I kind of feel like how she had to do that felt real, and I felt like that I could see that actually happening. It's like she made all the decisions that I would probably try and make, at least.
Okay, so you would have just bought a bus ticket without any
I would have just
without
left,
packing or anything.
She tried to leave. She's just killed an alien. She needs to get out there, and then realizes she can't, so she has to go back to her house.
She doesn't go back to the house.
The reasons
she gets
why
on a
she
bus
couldn't
to
just
leave
leave.
town,
I
and then
would
the
say.
mailman attacks her, and then
And a creepy man.
But that's
like
the thing. I
chases
mean,
her home.
she was doing realistic things like, I need to get out of here, and the things that where she tried to get out of there, the story wouldn't let her, so she had to go back to the house. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm just going to stay at home because this is what we're doing. When people are like, oh no, you just need to leave, well, she actually can't because of.
she took a shower in the house
in town
with the dead alien in it.
Initially, I did agree with that.
Yeah.
That she did things that were like when she killed the alien. Obviously, the door was busted, and she ended up like pulling the sofa in front of the door to kind of block it to stop like things going in and eating it or whatever. However, by the end of the movie, it became a little bit like any other kind of action alien thing. Like there's a bit where it's in the car and she's trying to crawl out, and then she lights the oil from the car to blow it up, bearing in mind she is also covered in this oil and she should have gone up like Guy Fawkes, but like things like that weren't realistic nearer to the end. But the beginning section, yes, it was very much like gritty and realistic, and it's like she's grabbing any old thing that she can to try and defend herself, and that is fine. But later on it just gets a bit too far-fetched for me.
Yeah, I do. I think up into the bit where she gets out the window, I think, that's where it started getting a bit like unrealistic. But the lead up to that, I think they did a really good job of selling it. And she's like trying to see like the power's not working. Okay, I'm going to go over to the
breaker box,
the fuse box, and try that. Yeah, and she's I just felt like, okay, these are the things that a normal person would do, and it just felt real. So yeah,
I think as well another part with the world building that I liked was the very start of the movie. Obviously she's on her own in this little like what's the word, like a bubble sort of thing of her own like world. Then it's like obviously the alien comes into it and you're thinking, oh, is she like being targeted because she's out in the world, like in this world on her own, and nobody's gonna believe her. But then like as you go further into the story, you kind of see like these little crop circles as she's like traveling through the town that kind of actually, no, this is like a bigger situation than initially we thought. It also had like, when we watched Invasion of the Body Snatchers last week, like just the people looking at her as she kind of enters the town. And in this situation, obviously it's a bit different because you're like, well, are they looking at her because she murdered a friend, or are they looking at her because they've been taken over by aliens? Like there's an added like level there of, well, they're looking at her no matter what, but although it's kind of both negative,
what's the
like
reasoning
why they're looking, what is it? I one thing I did write down was that I had more questions at the end of this movie than I had going into it, which was the Moral forgiving themselves? She didn't really solve her problems. Is she now the ruler of the aliens? Is she controlling the aliens? Is the invasion worldwide? And why did they let her live? Those are the questions I wrote down at the end because I was like, I don't really understand.
I think that, I think they let her live. She's not like the queen of the aliens. I feel like I mean, as a character, I saw that the
but they were almost doing at the end what she'd wanted to do the whole way through, which was dance with somebody.
So they've kind of just like, but she's able to do it now because they're all like mind controlled or clones.
Yeah, but I'm like, they're only doing it because she wants it.
Are they mind controlled, or are they all now doppelgangers?
They could be doppelgangers, actually.
Like, I didn't quite understand.
But if they were doppelgangers, they'd still have the hatred for her, so they should be aliens, but still angry that she killed Maud.
I thought it was just an enjoyable watch. I felt like it was quite original. It was quite new. Like, it's not...
Definitely original, yeah.
Another sequel film or another Marvel movie. It felt like it had its own two legs. And it was something creative as well. They're like, we want to do it this way. And they stuck to it to the end, so I was quite pleasantly surprised. Maybe if I watched a trailer, I wouldn't be as much like, oh, this is really, really cool. But I think not watching a trailer or anything like that and just going in blind helped me enjoy the film a lot more.
I think my major problem with the film is it was like constant tension. It was like almost an hour and a half of cat and mouse chase and fighting and stuff, and there was really no areas of release of that tension in And so I found it kind of like, as somebody who deals with anxiety on their own, watching something that is just that mounting anxiety for that amount of time, I don't find a pleasurable film experience.
But yeah, okay, so let's look at our scoring. So, Nat, out of how many limes do you think this was worth?
I gave the movie 3.5 limes out of 5. Because I did enjoy it. The main character, although I feel like she was set up well in the beginning, she did become a bit of a Mary Sue later on in the piece, and I didn't really understand the ending in that I don't think that she should have survived it. I would have been happy if it was more like it was doppelgangers and we saw the alien doppelganger of her get the dance rather than her herself get the dance.
Oh, that would have been a nice ending, actually.
I'm going to give it 2.5 for a lot of the reasons that Natalie gave, with the added that the non-stop tension was a little bit too much for me.
Well, I'm going to give it a lovely 4 limes. Because
Nice.
I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, quick. I like an interesting concept of having like no dialogue and just going in there not knowing it was going to do that. I was thoroughly enjoyed, and I loved the different types of aliens there were. They felt like I guess the ones with the psychic powers felt unstoppable, but she manages to take one out. Yeah, it was really interesting. I loved it. Okay, so that is the end of this episode. Hope you've enjoyed. If you want to check out more content, head on down to TikTok or Instagram, where you can find us there, where we put little reels together, snippets
and
of what
YouTube.
we're talking about.
Natalie's been posting them on YouTube too.
And YouTube as well. I forgot about YouTube. And YouTube, where we discuss even further, and you can give your own opinions on certain aspects of the films. Did you like them? What did you think? And stuff like that. So head on over there to get involved. Next week, we should have our very first guest of honour. We hope. But we'll see how we get on. But
We're going to be positive. We will have our very first guest star.
Yeah. And it'll be great. So yeah, that's goodbye from me. Goodbye.
Goodbye from
Bye
me.
from me.